Hello guys, welcome to another video from Dota. Today I'm going to be bringing you a blink poof tutorial on Meepo, and I'm hopefully going to teach you how to effectively and consistently blink and poof with Meepo. And what do I mean by blink and poof? I don't mean this where you blink and then you poof with your first Meepo. I mean queuing up the poofs on the rest of your Meepos before you blink, blinking, and then the poofs coming through. So we're going to go over the basics here. I'm going to try and reach as many people with this tutorial as possible, so excuse me if I go over a lot of stuff that you already know, but I want to try and reach people who are new to the game, people who are new to Dota 2, people who are new to action RCSs or MOBAs, whatever you want to call them, people who are new to this genre of game. So we're going to quickly go over what I mean. So Poof is an ability that Meepo has. It's his second skill, and it's what I would recommend maxing first on Meepo. I'm not going to go too much into detail on how you should skill build Meepo. I do that in a lot of my other videos, but we're going to read the skill anyway, just for go over this. Drawing mystical energies from the earth, a Meepo can teleport to another Meepo or itself after channeling for 1.5 seconds, dealing damage in both the departure and arrival locations. The two key bits of information you need here are 1.5 seconds and dealing damage in both the departure and arrival locations. If you cast Poof on the spot, which is to cast it at the Meepo it is located at, it will do 280 damage, double the damage of 140, which is the initial damage, because it does 140 at the departure and arrival locations. This is a considerable nuke. So that's an important piece of information to learn. The 1.5 seconds is basically your window to execute the blink poof combo, and what I mean by that is, I currently have before I actually execute it, I want to just quickly talk about the difference between cast and quick cast, and I do this in another video. I recommend watching it if you haven't watched it prior to this video. It's called my hotkey key bindings for playing Meepo, and I think it does a good job of going into better detail of the differences between quick cast and cast. Cast is the default method the game loads with. When you install the game, it defaults to cast, but I would recommend, if you're familiar with the game and a lot of AoEs, confident, to switch to quick cast if you're new to the game and maybe you don't want to waste skills. Maybe you're a little bit inaccurate with your hotkeys and stuff. Just switch Poof to quick cast, and to do this you go into this arrow here to the cog hotkeys, and you see you have cast, auto cast, quick cast. So I'm getting caught on my words there because a lot of cast. Cast, auto cast, quick cast, and then you pretty much should have, if the game is default, QWE, DFR, and you're going to want to switch this. You're going to want to go to quick cast, hover over this, and make it W, or whatever your hotkey is for that. So your second skill, your poof, needs to be quick cast for you to do this very quickly. I'm going to show you the time difference and why I really recommend this. When you press Poof normally, it'll bring up this confirmation cursor, and this stops you wasting skills, and basically it's kind of like a do you really want to cast this skill sort of thing. Some skills don't have it, like Ravage and Phoenix Ultimate Phase Shift, but that's irrelevant to me, but this is kind of like a do you want to cast this skill here sort of thing. Poof does not it's like this. Poof does not go to where your cursor is. It goes to the Meepo closest to the cursor. So if I'm on Meepo 2 here, and I click here, it's going to go to Meepo 1 because the cursor was closest to Meepo 1. But it brings up that confirmation click, which can, restrict your timings. It can make, it's another few milliseconds of time used for that click. And in a game, Dota 2 is all about efficiency. It's all about how much gold you can accumulate, how much XP you can accumulate, how much time efficiency within a game, if you want to look at it like that, and look at it like to be really good at the game, you have to kind of look at it like that. And any time you can save in Dota 2, especially on a hero like Meepo where you're controlling 5 heroes, it's very important that you can save that time. So I very highly recommend getting used to quick cast, especially with Meepo. But I'm going to show you now why cast, in my opinion, is inferior because of how much time it takes. It's still very much doable, but it's harder. So I have to. So you see, I did it there pretty quickly and pretty nicely. But I'm someone who's done this. I dread to think how many times I've actually done the blink poof combo. If I have like 400 Meepo games, you know, and I do it maybe 20 times a game, that's a lot of times I've done that. So it's easy for someone like me who's played the hero a lot to do that efficiently. So every time you tab through your heroes, as you can see on the left here, tab, 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 and all it does, it cycles through my heroes. The highlighted one is the one I have selected on the left here. It also brings up a little ring around the Meepo I have selected in the actual, you know, on the game rather than the interface. So you have two kind of indications on what Meepo you have selected. The health bar and the mana bar is here as well, which is very helpful. But yeah, I'm tabbing through them, and as I tab through them, because you're going to want to use tab to execute the blink poof combo, as I tab through them and press W, which is my second skill, I have a confirmation cursor for each Meepo's poof. And as you can see that I messed it up actually. No, actually I didn't. I got them all on top of them. And you know, if you're doing it accurately, it's not too difficult. You know, it's totally doable to do it like this, but it's a bit slower, and it's another click for, you know, newer players or people, you know, just Dota players in general. Like, if you're new to Meepo, it's another click to contend with, and it's not necessarily helpful for you to have to do that click. So yeah, I went on that a bit longer than I wanted to, but I think it's important that you understand the advantages of using quick cast, especially with poof. So we're going to default to quick cast here. I'm going to do that to show you both methods of blink poofing, and there are two methods for blink poofing. The first one I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to do it very quickly for you. So as you can see there, I queued them up. As you can see with quick cast, it's easier. I queued them up before I blinked onto the onto Podge there. So I queued them up. So all my Meepos are over here. They can be wherever they are on the map. I could be over here, and they could be farming this camp, or they could be farming there. It doesn't matter where they are, as long as your cursor is where you want to, generally where you want your Meepos to poof to. That's all that matters. So I want to go on this Podge here. All my Meepos are over here. I'm going to tab through them, poof over here, blink on top of this guy, and he takes a sizable nuke. And it's a very small time window for him to react when I use that. When I use that method of blink poofing. I'm going to slow them down. I'm going to slow the example down after I've showed you both methods. The second method is less efficient, purely because it gives the enemy a lot more time to react, the enemy team to react, and the enemy player that you're going on to react. It just gives them more time to like deal with or escape from what you're doing. So I'm going to blink and net, and then I'm going to poof my guys in. The advantage of this is, especially for people who are newer to Meepo, is that it removes the 1.5 second time constraint you have to queue up your poofs and get them on top of the person you want to do. So if you want to do the first method, you need to hit that 1.5 second time window. If you don't, I'm going to purposely miss it here with the 5th Meepo, and he's left behind because I didn't get him in time. If you miss that time window, you're not going to have the desired effect with the blink poof combo. So you pretty much want to get them, all queued up. You want to get them all poofing before the blink goes down. So the second method, easier for newer players, easier for people who are newer to Meepo, but gives the enemy more room to react. Both combos do the same amount of damage in terms of poof damage, but the first combo gets your Meepos in quicker so they can start right clicking, and it gives you more nets on hand. So if I go on this guy and it's a while before my Meepos start poofing in that time he can start he can dismember me, he can hook me. Maybe it's an anti-mage and I only have one net. Net lasts for 2 seconds, which is enough time to get them all in, but maybe I don't. And it allows him to blink. So you want to go with the first method if you can, but there's no shame in learning with the second method. So I've gone over that. I've gone over the difference between cast and quick cast. My items I've gone, I would always recommend doing this, is go treads, aghanims, and then blink. Some people go blink before the aghanims, but I don't recommend this purely because if you're being aggressive without aghanims and you die, and it sets your aghanims back, your potential as a hero is really, really stunted from dying. Like, as I've said in previous videos, and I'll always stress this fact, dying before you get your aghanims or not getting a good aghanims timing is really detrimental to Meepo. If Meepo gets the space he needs and the aghanims timing he needs, even if he is countered by enemy heroes on the enemy team, he is really, really difficult to deal with. And you'll see people at higher levels really trying to shut down a Meepo and hinder his aghanims timing. Because if he gets a late aghanims, his potential as a snowball carry is really hindered. He is a snowball carry. A lot of people think he's a good late game carry, but he is a snowball carry. So I can't stress enough how important it is to get your aghanims as early as possible, because it gives you that earlier Meepo, and that is another Poof dealing damage. So yeah, treads, aghanims, blink. Some people go boots of travel first. I don't recommend it because it again delays your aghanims and it makes you very squishy. So treads, aghanims, blink. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that item build. It's very common because it's very effective and very safe. So that's the item build. The thing you're gonna want to go, if you're doing well with the blink combo, the next stage with the blink combo, if you're using the first method, I'm gonna need to give myself some gold here. The next what am I trying to say? The next thing to take into account while with the blink combo, let's go take this off WTF now, is the hex. And you'll see me pick this up. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll see that I pick this up relatively soon after I get blink, because you get the blink, you roam around the map, you get the kills you want. Gold starts to really pick up. You're farming the camps while you're roaming the map. Being really efficient. That's what you want to do with Meepo. You want to be so gold efficient, so greedy. It's horrible to play with Meepo because he's going to be soaking up so much gold and experience. But whatever. You're going to be getting ahead, and you're going to get that early hex. Your item timing should be really good if you're playing the hero right. But don't worry if you're not. I'm kind of talking like a little bit more advanced here. But the hex is the next stage, and if you find you're doing well with the blink poof combo, but there's certain heroes that you can't really kill, and there are heroes that you can't kill with it. Heroes like Ember Spirit, Storm Spirit, maybe Puck. There's a couple of heroes that are a little, counters as well, like Earthshaker. You blink poof on top of an Earthshaker with all 5 Meepos, and you don't have that much health, and he Echo Slams with a level 2 Echo Slam. It's going to really hurt, and he can maybe kill you with the disables he has. So the hex really, it's a double-edged sword. Well, not a double-edged sword, but it has 2 main uses to it. It disables the enemy from reacting to your gank. The person you go on, at least. It disables them, and it makes them a lot easier to kill. So you, 1, save yourself a little bit more, and you 2, secure the kill on them a lot more. They become a lot easier to kill. So the combo you want to go for, this is the ideal combo. Actually, I just messed up. That's really bad. Don't know what I was doing there. As you can see, you can still mess it up. I won't edit that out. So the combo you want to go for, poof them up, blink on top of him, hex him, click him down, and you can see during the hex duration, this pod has 4.4k health. The damage I'm doing is really considerable. Obviously I messed it up on the first one because I'm not really concentrating too much. And when I'm in the zone in the game, it's a lot different. But that's the combo you want to go for. Cue the poofs up, blink, hex before they can react. All the Meepos come in. Geo Strike, nets, Geo Strike, dead. It's a really, really potent combo, and that DPS is very, very, very potent. And it should be a death sentence for most heroes during that hex duration. And the importance is, if you can kill an Earthshaker or a Lich during that hex duration, which you should be able to, you remove that counter from the game. So counters to Meepo are really dealt with the Hex. So I just want to go over one more thing, which is kind of the play style you want to get into. Now we've gone over how to do the blink poofing. You see me mess it up, which is hilarious. We've gone into how to blink poof well, what items you should go for in what order, whether you should use cast or quick cast, but the play style you want to go for, you don't want to roam the map with 5 Meepos. You want your other Meepos in a different location. So you ideally want them farming other camps. Just going to remove them off the pudge there. You ideally want them farming camps while this first Meepo is roaming around the map, because then you're getting much more efficiency out of the map. If you have all Meepos in one location, those other, the other 4 Meepos are redundant. They're not doing much. They're not being very useful. So you want to be jungling with them. And this is where the difficulty kind of comes in with Meepo, because you kind of have to pay attention to different locations on the map. But that's a good thing to get into the habit of doing with Dota. You don't want a tunnel vision. Tunnel visioning is one of the worst things you can do in Dota, and people do it all kinds of levels. So yeah, so my Meepos are farming the jungle, being really nice and efficient. I see a Pudge in our jungle, I want to go on him. They all come in. That's the combo you want to go for. It's really nice. The mindset you want to get into is your first Meepo is roaming for kills. You're kind of using them as the main hero, and the other heroes are kind of just gold generators. Gold generators, farming camps, farming, maybe farming lanes if you're aware of where the enemy heroes are. Maybe they're farming nearby. It doesn't matter how far away they are. And you see a kill, you poof them all in. You queue up the poofs and then blink, hex, net, whatever. Get to work. And that is the kind of mindset you want to get into with Meepo, is using him efficiently. I hope this helped you guys. I know I messed up or whatever, but I don't care. As long as I get across the message of how important it is to get this down. A couple of methods there. Choose which one you think applies to you. Also choose if you think quick cast or cast is right for you. Watch my other video on key bindings for Meepo, because I swear it will help you if you haven't watched any hotkey guides. Wagamama also has a good hotkey guide for playing Meepo and other heroes. Recommend watching that as well if you didn't find mine too helpful. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you found this helpful, because I really do appreciate feedback. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.